We are back. Episode 136 of the Be Still Golf podcast presented by Moon Golf.
Welcome back to the BSG podcast. We got a special guest tonight. Excited to have him back on and talk some golf here in a second. We're going to run through the show. We got some questions. First question we got to ask. Well, first, if anybody's listening or watching here recently and you don't know, this is Brady. Brady is one of the founding members of BSG, and then he had a baby and life changed for him.
It changes so fast.
So fast.
I've learned how fast it changes. It's every day there's something different.
And so the first thing everybody wants, if you're familiar with BSG, everybody wants to know, including us, with the baby, how's your golf game?
So I played twice since he was born. He's 10 weeks old now, so maybe 2 times 10 weeks. I think that's pretty good, especially with the weather we've had. I don't want to jinx anything, but really haven't seen much falter since I stopped playing. I played last weekend, shot a 78, first round of 2025. So Jeremy was like, "Hey, y'all want to go to the range before we go to Purcell Farms and hit some balls?" And I was like, "I think I'm good." I was like, "I think I'm just gonna leave it where it's at right now."
Man,
just stay where you're at. I mean, you can't ask for more.
Yeah. I don't have any time to practice anyways, but if I did, I probably wouldn't even know what to work on right now.
I never know what to work on. I don't practice either. So
we played Saturday, and that was the first thing we talked about after a couple bad shots. You're like, I just don't have time for the range, and if I do have time, I mean, what am I working on? I'm just trying to make sure I make contact right now.
That's true. So I guess we'll get kind of into it. Zach's having a hot take tonight on this topic, so we're going to jump into. We want to hear Brady's take on TGL. Have you been watching it?
A little bit.
Okay.
I definitely watched the first 3. It was like when they started at the beginning of January, and then they took like a little break, and I think I got out of rhythm because it kept coming on at different times.
Different days, different times.
Yeah, I think I've missed like the last 2 weeks, and then they're playing today.
3 matches today.
Right now. Or they just so we got a triple
just
header
kicked
or
off
something?
at 6, right?
Yeah, they played Atlanta and LA played today at 1:00, and we'll talk about that match in a minute. And then Atlanta is turning around and playing again at 4 p.m., so a doubleheader. And then the Bays, that's who they're playing this at 4, and then they're playing a doubleheader. They turn around and play Boston at 7, and then tomorrow is Jupiter and New York. So for anyone following on listening, the current standings are LA's in first, the Bays in second, Atlanta in third, Jupiter's in fourth, and Boston and New York are looking outside the playoff. But as of just a minute ago, Atlanta beat LA with Justin Thomas walking it off with a chip in. Did y'all see that?
I haven't had the TV on yet today.
They went to a playoff, and he duffed his first chip. It didn't even make it to the green. And then his second chip, he comes up and chips it in. And they do their thing. So what's everybody's thoughts on TGL?
I'm over it.
Oh my gosh.
I'm over it. It's real golf time. I think it should be an off-season thing. It's kind of, I just blah. I'd rather see them competing on Thursday than random schedules during the week. I think it's a great idea. I think there's a lot of improvements that could be made, but as of right now, I'm done.
Oh no. Brady?
I think like you said, maybe the schedule should be condensed a little. I don't even know how long it's supposed to go. But I feel like maybe it's definitely, if it's not over by the Masters, it needs to be over by the Masters. There's no reason for it to be going into the Masters or past that. I think it's really cool to have something to watch during the beginning of the week, which it's probably tough on those guys with their schedules and stuff. I like it, but I can see where it can get a little task oriented to try to sit there and watch the entire thing. Like I remember the first week they did it, I think it went over like a little bit, over time slot or something like that. And I don't know. You get into some situations when you do that, and
yeah,
I don't know.
I
It's
wouldn't
not like
mind
free
going.
baseball, like when you go overtime or like
Yeah,
in the extra innings or whatever.
yeah.
Like it's not like, oh, here we go. It's like, all right, we're just running late at this point. This is taking too long.
I would be all for going to see one live.
Tickets are expensive though.
I
Yeah.
saw somebody saying they were paying some people to fill the stands.
I would
could
believe
see
that as well.
happening. Yeah.
Well, I can answer that for y'all. That it's a 15-match season that'll end on March the 4th, and then the playoffs only take 2 weeks. It's a Monday, Tuesday, 2 weeks in a row. So it's done March 25th. But I do agree that I think they could have started this since it's indoors, like in November, and been done
Yeah.
by February or
Yeah.
January, and then we wouldn't have even been playing during the time of like the players and I mean all this kind of stuff coming up in the spring.
Yeah. I like that.
It should be
So
totally off season, kind of like really they could use it like a preseason for the NFL. You have 4 weeks. Doesn't matter what happens. Obviously, you want to win the preseason games. Doesn't matter in the rankings or anything like that. So
because they're doing the
I don't
whole
know.
season in a total of I think it's 9 weeks, so they could definitely do it in the off season. I agree, and I bet it's hard because the way they're making the matches and the weeks they're playing, why it's changing so much, is because certain players for certain teams have commitments to certain tournaments, and so if somebody's playing that week, they're not trying to have them play this and that. So
That's what I'm saying. Off season.
off season's the way to go for sure. I agree. I'm still liking it. I'm still enjoying it. I love keeping up with it. So I'm an Atlanta Drive golf club fan. Brady, have you picked
You
a
got
team?
some merch?
Not yet. Not yet. I did the
I
test.
got merch. I want a
Oh
polo.
yeah, you did. We went to the website and did the team like you answer the questions and it assigns you a team. And I got Atlanta. Who'd you get, Zach?
I don't even remember.
You like got Boston or something, I think.
It was like Las Vegas. They got one out there.
No, it may have been the Bay.
No.
You're the Bay.
I don't remember.
Who you liking, Brady?
I like Atlanta. I mean, hometown got to pull for them. I do like it's Jupiter. I think that's the one with
with Tiger.
yeah, with
Kisner.
Tiger. Got to go with them. But we need some better performances out of that group. Like we got
they're
some
not
older
doing hot.
guys in there. They need to they're gonna have to step it up to compete with Ludwig and all these other young guys that are just
Because it's what
smashing the
Tiger,
ball.
Kiz, and
Max Homa and Tom Kim.
yeah, Max was like, on this team of 4, only 2 of us play full time.
That's what
Our part time
hopped on
guys. How good can we be?
that's what he told the NLU podcast when at the beginning of the season they were asking him, and he said, "Well, I don't think we're gonna be too good because only 2 of us actually play full time. One's an announcer, and one hardly plays." But they're doing better than Rory. Rory's team is not even. He's outside the playoffs right now. Him and the Ryder Cup captain. LA is rocking it. There's one that they have Colin, Sahith, Justin Rose, and Tommy Fleetwood. They're in first place. And then New York with anything Ricky Fowler's a part of, maybe dead last. We don't know.
Where did Brady go? Is he still?
He may be on baby duties. If you're listening, Brady disappears. He does have a baby with him, so me and Zach will keep this thing kind of rolling. Question: have you been? Oh wait, first, did you see the clip today? Tommy Fleetwood was practicing for tonight, par 4, drivable par 4. He drives it, he hits it short, it hits a rock, bounces onto the green, makes a hole in one.
No, I hadn't seen that.
Insane that he did that. But it was like it was just at practice too, and everybody was watching, and he does that, and I was like, "That's crazy." Oh, he's back.
He's back. Welcome.
We thought
Welcome
baby
to
was
the pod, Brady Edmondson.
He may be rocking with he's got the mic muted right now. He may have a lot going on. Oh, he's good. But anyways, yeah, Fleetwood hole in one on drivable par 4 was insane.
I hope this is the year he wins.
On PGA?
Yeah. I hope he wins something. I feel so bad for him just watching him play and then having the 2 chances last year where he got snatched out of his hands with a long putt.
Mm-hmm. He may today. I mean, this may be. I don't know if he will. I would
Would
love
he
to see him
count
with
this if he won?
Yeah.
Would he count this as a win?
He'd probably be very excited just to win the whole TGL Golf League with LA. Brady, YouTube, real quick, we're going to transition over to YouTube golf. I want to ask some questions. Okay, thoughts on Micah going to Titleist? Did you see that?
Yes, I did see that.
And Peter Finch.
I don't know if I saw Peter Finch, but that's interesting. Yeah. So you know, when we first started, I think Callaway was like the first big brand to give out like a deal, and then Cobra, and then who else after that? TaylorMade. TaylorMade started.
TaylorMade's been big in it for a while,
right? You think Titleist was just like, we should try to catch up a little bit on that, because that's my thoughts. I was like, okay,
I think
they don't have any influencers, like, but Titleist.
They grabbed No Laying Up though.
Yeah, well, that's true.
And Golficity.
Forgot about those guys.
But both of those are content creators that, like, NLU's big, but they're not like doing the same kind of stuff that these, showboat YouTubers kind of are.
Tig and No Laying Up, they're definitely two different they've got two different audiences, that's for sure. Which, like, there's people like us that watch both, but I feel like a lot more people that watch Tig are younger, probably like that 18 to 25 range. And it's interesting because whenever I think Titleist sometimes comes across as being that, on the older
PGA
side
Superstore
of people,
type vibe.
Yeah, the Superstore kind of, we got the country club, like, I'm only FootJoy and Titleist, stuff like that. There's a lot of people like that, in our area that we know of, but I think maybe they want to start, kind of catering to that younger audience. Like that's what I would think of them trying to get Micah on board and Peter Finch. I think he's got like probably a whole mix of different people that watch him. Since he's kind of like right there, he's probably a little older than us, so he's gaining that a lot of audience, I think. And I don't know, that's a good thing that they're trying that. Because all the other brands are doing it. I mean, Ping might be the only one that I can't really think of. I don't know anybody that, like, they don't have any content creators that I know of, but a lot of them are doing it.
We were talking the other day about when Micah switched to Bad Birdie, the clothing, it's like he just slowly drifted away from, I never saw any of his videos pop up. And it's like now it's like, oh, okay, he's trying and they're trying with him.
I told Zach when we talked about this last time, I think Titleist, now that PGA Tour has announced they're going to be starting this whole YouTube golf league that's partnered with PGA Tour, I think that they already know some names they're going to be in this league, and Micah was probably one of them, and Peter Finch, and Titleist realized they have no YouTube sponsored golfers competing.
They just snatched them up.
Yeah, and they said we need to sign somebody so that our name Titleist is on somebody's bag, because PGA Tour is about to be advertising this, so it's gonna be a big deal. There's gonna be all these other clubs, and there's no Titleist. So, because I can imagine if PGA Tour and YouTube were doing something, No Laying Up probably wasn't a pick for like come play in this YouTube league. It's probably like Pat Perez and Garrett Clark and Micah Morris and Grant, and so Titleist was probably like, let's snatch up somebody real quick and get them out there.
Trying to just grab some of that market share that's just been sitting there.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not looking for anything Titleist when I start looking online. That's not the first site I go to.
Yeah, and it was shocking. I think it was last year when No Laying Up was they were with Callaway, I believe, for a long time, and then all of a sudden they just switched it up and went to Titleist, and that was Titleist's first move, other than Golficity, but first move into YouTube. And then from there, we've seen people following. So who for you right now? We've been kind of talking about this past few weeks, but who for you is killing it on YouTube right now? Like, it used to be Good's kind of trended like stalemate.
Yeah.
What do you think? Who's killing it?
It's definitely Grant Horvat.
That's what I'm saying.
If I had to guess, like, everything, there was like, I remember right when Brooks was born, that like December through January, I guess he had some videos like backlogged, and then he had, I mean, I'm pretty sure he did a video with like Trump or something. I know Bryson did, but I feel like I remember him doing one too. And then he did one with Tiger, like they did the
the TaylorMade Day.
Yeah, the TaylorMade Day. But like everything I've seen him put out, it's just gotten like right where he's falling in there to what like these bigger channels are doing, and he wasn't like I would say competing with them for a while. Like him and Michael were right there, like those personal channels. But I feel like now he's up there with like Good and Rick Shields, like on his own.
I agree. He's him. I think him and the Bryan Bros right now, and Bryson. But if you're not going to count Bryson because he's professional, I think them two have kind of taken over. The thing me and Zach talk about is every time we watch Good, it's like, and this has been what we've talked about since the beginning. We don't know who's in it. It's like changing all the time, and I'm like, I can't get familiar with people. But then Grant just going solo, he crushed it.
I think Grant and Tig were total opposites to begin with when they split. Grant just slowly climbed and climbed and climbed. I feel like Tig's fighting for his life to stay relevant.
Yeah. He did. He dropped some kind of clothing line like this week or something like that.
Well,
maybe
he
last
did
week.
his own designs with Bad Birdie.
Designs. Okay.
Nah,
I didn't know.
man.
I didn't read like too much into it. I was just like, oh, he's got like his own thing now.
I assume the start of 26 when his contract with Bad Birdie is up. They do like the 1-year contracts. He'll come out FootJoy head to toe.
He needs it.
It would be the only smart decision to do with Titleist.
Yeah, for sure. He when he started falling off.
What's that?
when we talked to him in Texas and he said he was going to get on the pod and he didn't get on the
pod. There's another name too from Florida State, and he ain't won nothing since.
He missed a putt the other day to not make the PGA Tour. I'm not going to say no names, but ever since he committed to being on this pod and didn't, he's lost the national championship and he ain't on tour. It's the BSG curse.
God King, he's down.
That's true. Where's he at? I ain't heard of him in forever.
All these people commit and then they don't.
Yeah. I thought that guy fell off really hard. I don't know if y'all. I've seen. Like,
I haven't seen the last thing from him. I can't tell you the last time I saw anything from him.
I saw him pop up like on a video maybe last week, and I was like, "Dang, this is the first time I've seen him since like he was calling out everybody." So I guess if you're not like putting your feet in the fire, then there's really nothing going on.
I think for him, which I don't know if that's true, but I think he was like, let's make this a full-time job and went all for it and then didn't have a backup plan. And it kind of, when it didn't go as quick as he thought, it just kind of fizzled out. I don't know.
I think it's real hard I don't think his talent level is as high as the others. So it's like if I jumped tomorrow and said, I'm going to quit my job, I'm going full-time. Oh, it would be so hard.
Oh, he got, it was the last video I watched with him. I think it was against the Bryan Bros or somebody. He got exposed because it was on their channel. So they showed all the shots. It was a match. And he kept his little bit about Dodd. And half his shots were horrible. And so they kept clowning him in the video.
Oh, yeah. Wesley's clowned him a lot.
Yeah. And they kept clowning him in the video. And then I was like, oh, he posted shots and it was like he kills this Dodd thing. But now I watched their YouTube channel. They kept all the shots in. And I was like, oh, he barely hits Dodd like good.
Yeah.
I think that was it for him.
But there's a reason they don't swing it on tour much.
That's true.
If it made sense, Tiger Woods would take a dot off the tee, off the tee box. But it doesn't. My golf spies run through the numbers on it before, and it's like 30 or 40 yards every time.
Well, to transition us to this next segment, I'm going to read y'all something, and it's going to take us into this one. For the first time in over 8 years, Jon Rahm has dropped out of the top 50 in the official world golf ranking. Is this because he's got off the PGA Tour and went to live?
Absolutely. There's no competition.
Do you remember his last year of PGA Tour, how dominant he was? Like, he was the guy.
I think if he would have stayed, I don't think Scotty has the hype he has now.
Oh, true. Him and Bryson.
Because Rahm had it.
Yeah. Rahm was doing stuff nobody else was doing. Like, he was that guy. He was winning. And then you see a stat like this that over 8 years he's dropped out of the top 50 world ranking. And you're like, it's because he's not competing the same. Like, he ain't got that competition.
I think it's easy. It would be harder to play like he is now than it is to play versus Scotty and everybody every week because you have to try so much harder. To get everybody paid. It's not like, oh, I got $300 million in the bank. If I lose, I just whatever. They may take my caddy's head, but I'll still be here.
Is he going to be another major winner, you think?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think
until they, they have said Trump and Monahan have been talking a ton about getting it back together. So
yeah.
I think it all comes back and he settles back in a year or two, but I don't think so right now.
I think once you get out of the groove of playing that stiff competition, which I don't believe they have, like even if the competition is really good over there, I don't think they play enough a good enough format to make it like challenging enough, because when you're like doing a shotgun start, like really you've only got like maybe a few shots right at the end where you're like, oh, okay, this guy's like tied with me. I need to make like this last putt. But like if you and the guy you're playing with are starting the day off, knowing that y'all are the last two, you've got a 2 or 3 shot lead on the rest of the guys, and then you're like, all right, I got to go 18 holes toe for toe with this guy. I just don't see that. Like, on the PGA Tour, it works so much better, like in that format. And I think that was something that Trump told them. Like, he said, if you want to get it, equal to the PGA Tour, you got to change it.
I hope they do, because I miss so much some of those guys. Like,
I miss seeing BK.
I know, and he's one of them that just fell off, and it's like these guys that were on PGA Tour so exciting, like these big names, and now they're over there like, man, I don't even think about these people anymore.
When's the last time you heard Cam Smith's name?
When Brady would talk about it.
I know. I mean, he was what, number 2 in the world, and then
dude, he's winning every weekend.
Which I would take the money. If someone offered me that money, I would go right now.
Yeah,
but now Ludwig is the guy.
The guy. He just won at Torrey Pines. Before we jump to that, this week in Live, I was just gonna see real quick. Jacqueline? Is that Neiman? He won in Live this week. And somebody posted that they think he's one of the only Live guys that benefit from this. He got the money, and they say that his reputation hasn't been hit as hard as these other guys, that he's still well liked and stuff. But he's one of them. I haven't seen him either until he won this past weekend. Of course, it showed up on like Golf Digest, and that's where I saw it.
Outside of like Bryson and Brooks, no Live guy has really competed in a major.
Yeah,
they all finish outside the top 10 to 20, just because they're not used to that grind. And I don't know. I'm still not a fan of it. I would take the money if someone offered it to me, but was it Rory or JT was like, the legacy here means so much more.
You would Rick Shields this whole company to get that money.
I'd leave you right now if someone offered me $10 million. Me, Joni, and Marley be living life.
We just see Zach Clay films on YouTube, like Mad Jack.
You'd see one deposit to Be Still Church, and then I'd go.
We were talking about when Buster Jack, Mad Jack started his own channel. We said, and they said they're not splitting, but we said, we can see the writing underneath.
I was about to say, you don't just make a backup thing and then don't have like a plan B in mind.
Channel.
Yeah. I mean, I know he's probably not listening, but any details on the our guy from local that helped them out with the camera work?
Well, I've got a connection. She probably don't want me saying it on the pod, but I've got a family member that is spending a lot of time with him recently, and he travels a lot, and he does a good job with them. That's all I know. But,
yeah.
He travels a lot. She actually did ask him. She said, Casey said that he thinks they're gonna split, and she said that he would not answer her. It's just a different topic after that. So I don't know, like he knows something I don't know too.
Yeah.
If all of a sudden you posted a new channel, hey guys, this is my other channel for when I'm playing solo, I feel like, dog, it's over.
Yeah, there goes the run. You just see me go out there and film 18 holes by myself real quick.
I mean, the writing's on the wall when you start, because I mean, if you make it big as a duo, and all of a sudden one of the others just kind of like good. You have GM Golf, and then Micah starts his own page. It's like, oh,
yeah, it's kind of so. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. They're another one of them that I enjoy watching them, but I don't feel like they're trending like they were. Like they were. I think it's all about now it's all about collaboration, and Grant is collaborating with everybody, so it's keeping his name on everybody's like even other people. You see Grant's name everywhere.
Well, and it's not just he's collaborating with people; he's collaborating with the top.
That's true.
Like having Phil as your partner makes it easy.
Yeah, when they played the Johnson brothers, I was like, "Oh, Grant is legit," and he's got a team
and he's good.
wearing
He's
Primo
so
golf pants, which is insane. And so, which, like you said, Ludwig, real quick, he birdied the last hole to win the Genesis Invitational. He's a TGL golfer. This guy right here, he's definitely, I think, winning multiple times this year on tour. And give my guy a major this year. I can feel it. He's going to lock it in at some point.
I felt like last year he almost had a major. I think he was like, he finished like T2 at the Masters or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to be a favorite there this year, I would imagine, especially if he stays hot.
I think so.
I don't see him slowing down.
Well, the only person that can slow him down, but it would be who. But he's got hand issues from cutting up spaghetti or whatever he was doing in his kitchen.
And he might go back to jail anytime.
Oh, I thought you knew something I didn't know. I was like, what? So
for $80 pants, they'll write him up real quick.
Which brings us to a recent tour winner a few weeks ago, Rory McIlroy. Is he going to get one? Well, I already know Zach's answer, so I want to ask Brady. Will he get a major this year? And in his career, will he complete the Grand Slam?
I don't think he gets a major this year. But I would say I'll give him like the 50-50 split. I'll say he does get he gets all of them. So he'll win the Masters, I think, at some point. Yeah. That's the only one the Masters is the only thing he likes. So I don't know. Maybe my mind will change if he's playing still playing good, because the event he won, was he playing good at the beginning of it? Like, I thought he just kind of came from behind to win it, but I could be wrong.
I think so.
Dude, my PGA Tour watching has decreased a lot.
It's hard. It's hard to keep up with it at the beginning of the season because you got everything else going on, and you're home, and it's like, well, do I want to watch this on Sunday? I got NFL on.
Yeah,
that's true. It was at Pebble Beach. He did shoot a 65 on his last round to get to it, so he was hot on that last one.
See, I already forgot where he played or where he won. I forgot it was at Pebble.
I know, it's crazy they do Pebble that early in the year, by the way. I think that term needs to be swapped.
I think they've always said that too. Like, they used to host it later, and then maybe it was like the weather that they changed it for. And now it's like even worse in the spring or like early in the year. So they got some stuff to work out there.
I don't think it's anywhere I'll ever try to play.
Yeah.
Every time I ever see a video shared from like the public playing, it's 50-mile-an-hour gusts. It's rain, foggy. It's not great. And I'm like, I could not imagine going, because it's non-refundable. It's $600 at tee time right now.
It hurts.
It could only go up.
Yeah.
You plan your trip. So say it's your golf trip. You plan it. You got the one day at Pebble, and it's 45-mile-an-hour winds, rain in your face. Okay, good luck. Can we get a rain check? Nope.
Luckily, there's some places that will reschedule you if there's a natural disaster, because we were supposed to go to Cabot Citrus Farms, and there was a hurricane coming, and they were like, yeah, we're gonna reschedule everybody. So that was awesome. And then we already had like an Airbnb that the lady let us swap to the next week and all that stuff. So yeah, there are some better places for a boys trip if you're listening.
Go to Cabot. Golf Digest did put out a thing. It was a comparison of Rory and Ludwig, both of them in their first 33 PGA Tour starts. Same amount of wins. Ludwig had more top fives. Ludwig had more top tens. Ludwig had more top 25s, and he's missed less cuts than Rory. So in the first 33 starts, Ludwig is having a better career than Rory did, which means, and Rory picked up and started winning majors like crazy in those first few years. So we can see Ludwig get on that streak. Let us know what y'all think if Ludwig is getting a major this year. Who gets one next first, or who Ludwig get his first one? But I think Ludwig gets one before Rory.
Yeah.
So the first opportunity is the Masters. I mean, it's 60 days away, so that's not Rory's home.
I would love that'd be so much pressure. Think the only one you need, and you only get it once a year, and like the whole media is talking about you winning it, and you go into it knowing I need this. That'd be a lot of
have
pressure.
to have it.
Yeah.
And they'll always talk about it. It's one of them, like even us already talking about it. It's like, can Rory do it? And you're like, nope.
Yeah. And he's came somewhat close in the last few years. Like there's been some moments where you're like, oh, he's gonna do it, and then it's like he just falls apart or something. So that's what we got on that. I'm going to real quick just let them know about what's coming up. Post round recap for the boys this Friday. I'm finally finalizing it. Episode 2 of our Breaking 50 with Scott and Maddox comes out. Brady, we played 18 holes with them and used only 5 of my shots and 5 of Zach's shots through 18 holes. And those, granted, that counted probably 3 of those a piece or 2 of those a piece was like 3-foot putts. And,
they're just letting us
just because they let y'all go first.
And let me just say, Matt, I don't know if y'all listening to who Maddox Lytle is. This dude can play some golf. It is ridiculous how good he is.
I was trying to explain it to Joni how good he is. She's like, "Why doesn't he play on tour?" I'm like, "There's so many levels to it.
Yeah.
If I had to put money on someone that could start chasing, I'd put it on Maddox. But I know there's so many levels to it.
Which is because then you get the whole Q school situation, and you see people shooting the 65s and still missing. But as far as I wish I had Maddox's skill level, just playing with my buddies, like going out there and just
it'd be fun.
Yeah.
How many shots you want? A dozen?
well, even like if you and your buddies were all that good, so it's like a real match every time you went.
Oh yeah,
would be crazy. So that video is coming out this Friday. It'll be followed immediately by me and Zach filmed our first 1v1 of the year. We went to the Fields, and that course is that's my first time being there since he's filled in a lot of bunkers and removed a lot of stuff. And the course, love it. And if you didn't listen to the podcast last week, we had actually on in April, they will have TrackMan driving range done.
Covered.
So
in the summertime, you can bang balls in the shade.
And even in the rain, he said if it's not a downpour, you can go out there and hit. You scan your phone to the app, and you have all your numbers on your phone. You can like look at all your stuff. So it's gonna be insane to do that.
I just want to say about Ashley being on. Like I listened to that entire thing, and I think it was just really cool. Him being like as open as he is about like all the stuff he's planning to do.
Yeah.
Like, he's letting everybody know about
it. I love it.
Like I feel like a lot of courses, like, and you got your clubs where they all talk about it in private and all that stuff, but like you don't really hear from like one person being like, this is our plan, this is what we're going to do, and it's benefiting everybody that comes here. Like there might be, I don't know, some places that are like, all right, we're just benefiting our members, like this is what they want, but this is like he does it for like what everybody wants, like even the person that's only been there once, and like they can enjoy it, they can come back and enjoy it and all that stuff. And for him to just get on there and talk about that, it's like really cool. And
how many places?
I wish more people did it.
Yeah. How many places within like 50 miles are actively investing money back into the course? And
even I know that driving range deal is like a lot of money.
That was my biggest complaint when we would talk about it. So you couldn't hit woods, and I'm like, I'm okay with irons. I can take it fading. I want to know what the big stick's doing before I play.
And I'm sure he's heard a lot of people say that, and that's part of the reason why he's doing this, plus putting the net up down there. Because I know, like you don't think about it, but range balls cost money, and so you're hitting them into the woods. It's like, I got to order more range balls. But he's crushing it. He's putting in a lot of money to it. My biggest complaint with the Fields was always through 9 holes, you're starving. It's like all I have is a Snickers bar. But they're getting the restaurant side set up. He should be ready, I think, by April as well.
Sandwiches this week ready.
They did big sandwiches too. Them things were like that. But you're gonna be able to swing through there and have a full restaurant. And he didn't say it necessarily, but it's kind of like you're getting country club quality, but for public course price. And you can't beat that. Like just going through there and all the stuff he's gonna have. So excited about that. We did have a cameraman this time at the Fields, and so we'll see. You let us know in the comments what y'all think about it, if we should fire the guy or not. We'll get rid of him. But it was nice.
Last minute invite.
Yeah, it was nice to just like golf and like not touch it the whole time, like he did it and stuff. And so
I felt like I played too fast. Like he's like, wait, let me get the camera. And when you don't have to touch it, you don't even think about it.
You don't think about it. How nice has it been, Brady, to golf without having to worry about miking up, putting on a camera? It's the things we dream about. Do you golf better without it?
The mic?
Yeah, like the mic, the camera, like everything. You think you golf better when you're just out
I don't
there?
know. I thought it added like maybe like a good kind of pressure sometimes. Now it was sometimes like when there were other people watching from behind the camera, it got a little more nervous, but I feel like it helped for like going to play those little tournaments I played in last year, like just being able to be like, okay, I can only control me. Like, you kind of ignore everything else, and sometimes that helps. And y'all can probably say that too. Like, it helps shutting out a lot of stuff around you, just because, like, okay, I know there's something behind me that can see everything that's happening, just like a person can. So I think it's helped a lot. But now that I don't have it, I feel a little more relaxed for sure.
The only thing I hate about the camera is not being able to play music. That's the only thing.
That is true.
Yeah.
The camera, people don't know, it does add a lot. Like, even there's a guy there that I know, Jacob Siggers, and he knew we were filming, and we caught them on a hole, and I was just messing with him. I pulled our phone out, and I was like, all right, Jacob, I'm gonna film this next shot and like post it. And he instantly duffs the shot, and he's like, don't use it. And I'm like, yo, when people start filming you, dude, it takes a lot of pressure. Like, people are watching.
Yeah.
And so, last thing about the post round recap, we're gonna have Brady answer the drop zone question after this with us. Last thing, if you missed it, thanks to Ashley at the Fields, the boys are now locked in for the year with Shrixon. So golf balls, gloves, all that, and lead to it. All thanks to Ashley at the Fields. He's making dreams come true for everyone out there. So appreciate
one day
Ashley.
at a time.
One day at a time. So the boys will be using this year we got the Z-Star divides. So thanks to Shrixon for all that. Now, drop zone question. I want to know everybody's answer. It's on the screen. What PGA Tour event would you want to win? So non-major, just a PGA Tour event.
The Sony. Give me Hawaii. Give me Hawaii. Give me that exemption into Hawaii every year. I was telling Joni yesterday, for our 5-year anniversary a couple years ago, we went to Hawaii. I said, we should go for 10. I said, the weather was perfect. There was no rain. I said, I just want to play one round of golf. And then I said, we can leave the baby at home. She can rotate grandma's houses. But give me the Sony just for the weather and the views.
Brady, what do you got?
The Players.
Man, that's a good one.
Sawgrass. Yeah, Sawgrass, getting to play like coming down the stretch 17, 18, like that would be pretty cool to be like leading and going in and winning that one.
That would be that. I had two options. It was the Players, and my first one, the one that I would pick, I think for me would be the Arnold Palmer Invitational, because one, it's a signature event. Two, Arnold Palmer, the legacy behind it, and I think that course, like that finishing hole 18, like to
you
win
get
it
the
there.
Jacket too.
Yeah, you do get a jacket. That's true. That's so sick.
Oh yeah.
So give me the Arnold Palmer. Let us know in the comments which ones y'all would pick. We actually had a buddy just play at TPC last week, and he posted on his Instagram story. He said, just so you know, I missed the green on 17. And me and Zach kind of started talking I texted him and I said, at what point during the round did you start thinking about the shot coming up on 17? And he said, the night before when I went to bed. And I was like,
luckily he's played it before and hit the green once. And then this time, he said it just started drawing and it never stopped.
So, Brady, which would you rather happen to you? Would you rather hit a good shot but do that at draw and completely miss the green, or chunk it and it be 50 yards short of the green?
Definitely draw it over the green.
Okay.
Because that would probably be like a normal miss. I'd be like, all right, well, I know what I did there. But if I chunked it, I'd be like, no, I just completely messed up.
That's what I said. I said, give me a shot in the air.
Yeah.
As long as it goes in the air, I'm okay with the outcome, especially on a hole like that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe one day we'll get to play it, but that's it for episode 136. Thanks for Brady for coming on. Go follow Brady on Instagram because he posts a lot of golf stuff when he's golfing.
I'm golfing. Yeah.
I heard rumor is he's starting gun bumpkins again. They're going wild.
Actually, I own that YouTube channel. we've had a bet on that channel in Roanoke, and I won.
I can't find the email or the password, so I don't know what to do with it.
So never mind. But thanks for watching. Thanks to Moon Golf for having us presenting the show. Go check out Moon Golf for all your needs. And that's episode 136. See y'all next time.
Peace.